Had 3 different winners in the first 3 rounds, and no driver has managed to stand on the podium in every race. But Orr remains the most consistent of the pack and still retains the points lead. Will our second race in Japan extend that gap? We'll find out soon as we get ready to watch round 4 of the Formula V Weekend Warriors. And you'll see it all live here on the Global SimRacing Channel. Hi, I'm Joe Peak, and with me in the booth is Robert O'Brien. Behind the scenes is our director, Sean Ambrose, and he's using cameras provided by Dougie Beard. Okayama is another great fit for the Formula V as a circuit that is mainly used for club racing in real life. Let's head to our track guide to learn more. Welcome to Okayama International Circuit. Located an hour's drive northeast of its titular city, it sits nestled among the green, lush hills in southern Japan. Built in 1990, it's most well known for the 2 visits Formula One made in 94 and 95. But since then, national and international touring car series have come to race here as well. Otherwise, the 2 available layouts are mostly used for club racing and amateur track days. The full course is just under 4 kilometers with 11 turns, and the short version is a measly 2 kilometers with 7 turns. It does this by cutting out the portion between Williams and Revolver. While hairpins abound throughout the lap, overtakes tend to be surprisingly hard. The first corner, Atwood Curve, and Hairpin are the main spots where drivers can attempt a traditional pass. Hairpin makes for unique battles though. The unusually steep banking for a road course, plus the switch back into Revolver, means that holding it around the outside can reward a brave driver. However, while it is a more modern facility, runoff in some places is shockingly small, and it can be easy to damage your car. This section in particular around Revolver, Piper, and Redmond gets slightly claustrophobic. The pit entry requires some practice since you must use the inside lane of Mike Knight, otherwise you'll get a penalty. While it might not see as much use in the real world, here on iRacing this track is part of the base content, and so new road racers will find themselves here frequently. With it being suitable for a wide range of styles of cars, it's sure to excite many of the competitors who tackle it. Well, Rob, this is a track that a lot of iRacers are probably used to, with it being some of the free content, but we haven't seen the Formula V here yet.
No, Joe, and it's going to be a very misty day today out there. They're going to have to be very, very careful when they go around Okayama, one of the great tracks for little cars like the MX-5s, and now the Formula V joins them in this. 11 turns of 2.3 miles, 3.7 kilometers around the full layout, and that end section is going to be particularly, we're going to see how the cars are set up, who's got the best of them, who can cut through them as cleanly as possible and get a good run out onto the straight. That's going to be the main overtaking points, I think, just down the straight into turn 1.
And today's race, of course, before we get to that racing, is brought to you by Ringfree. Unified VoIP for your essential business. Find out more at ringfree.com. Choose connection. Now, as we take a look at the Pro Championship at this stage, Matt Orr, as I mentioned, is leading, and it is by a healthy 32 points at this point. So he's got quite a bit, but remember, it's 100 for a win, so it's still well within range, but he's been very consistent compared to some of the others around here, vaguely jumping up into the top 5 with Rasky rounding that out. What about the Spec 2 Championship here, Rob?
Spec 2 Championship, I think, if you take a look at the overall picture, is a bit of it's a roller coaster, but Evan Wood planted in at first position there with a cool total 211 points, followed very down the list by James Hodgson at 141. Right behind him is Flavio Andolo with 140. And fourth will be Theo Taylor, 126 points. And then finally with 123. So you can just see them there up on your screens. And then, you know, it's gonna be tight between Hodgson and Andolo. So let's see how they perform around Okayama today.
The Masters top five. Gradwell leading that with Rob Hopp not too far back. A poor performance could easily bring him into the fray. So we'll get to the racing in just a moment. We have a small technical issue. We'll be back. Stay with GSRC. We'll return here in just a minute.